The best answer to anger is silence. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Confine yourself to the present. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. You can commit injustice by doing nothing. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Each day provides its own gifts. Give yourself a gift, the present moment. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. Have I been made for this? To lie under the blankets and keep myself warm? Conceal a flaw, and the world will imagine the worst. Life is neither good or evil, but only a place for good and evil. I cannot escape death, but at least I can escape the fear of it. How trivial the things we want so passionately are. Settle on the type of person you want to be and stick to it, whether alone or in company. Consider at what price you sell your integrity. But please, for God's sake, don't sell it cheap. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Ignorance is the cause of fear. While we wait for life, life passes. Life is long, if you know how to use it. Hurry up and live. Cease to hope and you will cease to fear. Wealth is the slave of a wise man and the master of a fool. Only time can heal what reason cannot. While we are postponing, life speeds by. Life, if well lived, is long enough. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You will be able to use them better when you are older. He who is brave is free. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. Difficulty comes from our lack of confidence. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. What really ruins our character is the fact that none of us looks back over his life. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. It does not matter how many books you have, but how good are the books which you have. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances, but no friends. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles, it only changes them. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. No man is free who is not master of himself. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. It is difficulties that show what men are. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. A ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. No great thing is created suddenly. Stoic, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but the foolish to be a slave to them. First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. If you want something good, get it yourself. All the good are friends of one another. No loss should be more regrettable to us than losing our time, for it's irretrievable. Extravagance is its own destroyer. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Steel your sensibilities, so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. A bad feeling is a commotion of the mind repugnant to reason and against nature. We begin to lose our hesitation to do immoral things when we lose our hesitation to speak of them. Humanity must seek what is not simple and obvious, using the simple and obvious. Since every man dies, it is better to die with distinction than to live long. Only by exhibiting actions in harmony with the sound words which he has received will anyone be helped by philosophy. Thus, whoever destroys human marriage destroys the home, the city, the whole human race. He with the most who is content with the least. The foundation of every state is the education of its youth. Blushing is the color of virtue. Dogs and philosophers do the greatest good and get the fewest rewards. I'm not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. The mob is the mother of tyrants. Poverty is a virtue which one can teach oneself. Pursue wisdom and truth above all else. Plato believed that the pursuit of wisdom and truth should be the highest aim in life. He felt that through reason, logic, and contemplation, one could discover timeless, universal truths. This contrasts with a life spent chasing fleeting pleasures or material goods. Plato would urge us to spend our days learning, questioning, and expanding our minds. The examined life is the only one worth living. Live a life of moderation. Stoics like Plato preach temperance, self-restraint, and moderation in all things. Avoid excess and find balance. Do not overindulge in food, drink, sensual pleasures, wealth, possessions, or other temptations. Excess leads to loss of self-control and makes you dependent on external things for happiness. Moderation provides an inner steadiness and self-sufficiency. Control your emotions and desires. The Stoics believed in maintaining emotional equilibrium by not attaching to extreme highs and lows. Do not let your mood fluctuate with external events. Practice inner calm, level-headedness, and objectivity. Also, control impulsive desires and appetites. Direct your will towards virtue rather than chasing unhealthy cravings. Master your emotions and desires, do not become mastered by them. Be just and virtuous. Plato felt that the four cardinal virtues were wisdom, courage, moderation, and justice. Aim to live a just, ethical life guided by wisdom and integrity. Treat others fairly and fulfill your role in society virtuously. Justice creates order and harmony. Each person doing their part leads to an optimally functioning whole. Accept what you cannot change. The Stoics spoke of fate and predestination. We should accept the things that are beyond our control. Do not waste energy wishing circumstances were different. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Adapt and make the best of each situation rather than resisting and struggling against the inevitable. Fulfill your civic duty. As part of ethics, Plato emphasized each person's social and civic duty. Contribute positively to your community and society. Participate in politics virtuously. Help others and enrich lives. Our good works live on after us. There is no opting out. Being born puts moral obligations upon you. Leave the world better than you found it. Care for your soul through contemplation. Plato believed the soul yearns to understand universal truths and intuit the ideal forms through contemplative reflection. Make time for introspection and meditation. Go within through activities like philosophy, prayer, art, journaling, or time in nature. By nourishing your deepest self, you align with your true purpose and experience inner peace. Value friendships and community. Plato valued close friendships and believed shared discourse led to self-knowledge. Surround yourself with people whose company uplifts you. Build community and find meaning through selfless contributions towards something bigger than yourself. But beware, shallow companions who will corrupt your character. Lead a simple life. Stoics live modestly and are not attached to material possessions. Focus on that which is truly important, not superficial distractions. Do not overcomplicate life. Simplify. Reject excess, luxury, fame, wealth for their own sake. Be satisfied with meeting your basic needs. Prepare for death. Plato said philosophy was a preparation for death. Remember that this life is transitory. Do not fear death, accept its inevitability. Live each moment purposefully. Be ready to let go gracefully. What matters is living virtuously and leaving a positive legacy, not clinging desperately to life itself. Putting Plato's teachings into practice. A case study. Martin is a 42-year-old executive at a tech company who stumbled upon Stoic philosophy while researching ways to find more meaning and fulfillment in his busy life. He was intrigued by the practical wisdom in the teachings of Plato and other Stoic philosophers, and wanted to put these ideas into practice. Focus on what you can control. Stoics emphasize the importance of directing your energy toward things within your control. External events may be beyond your influence, but your responses and attitudes are not. By accepting this distinction, You can find peace in the face of adversity. Practice self-discipline. Cultivate self-discipline by exercising restraint over impulses and emotions. Through self-control, you can make wiser decisions and live a more balanced life. Embrace adversity as an opportunity. Stoicism teaches that challenges and setbacks are not only inevitable, but also valuable opportunities for growth. By reframing difficulties as chances to learn and strengthen yourself, you can develop resilience and fortitude. Live in accordance with nature. This principle doesn't refer only to the natural world but also to aligning your actions and thoughts with reason and virtue. Embrace simplicity, authenticity, and living in harmony with the world around you. Practice mindfulness and reflection. Take time for introspection and reflection. By examining your thoughts and actions, you can better understand yourself, improve your character, and align your life with your values. Maintain perspective. Stoicism encourages seeing things from a broader perspective. This helps in reducing the significance of momentary problems and gaining a clearer view of what truly matters in life. Value virtue above all. According to Stoicism, the highest good is moral and intellectual excellence. Strive to be a person of good character, guided by virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Practice gratitude. Acknowledge and appreciate what you have rather than focusing on what you lack. Gratitude can foster contentment and resilience in the face of challenges. Prepare for change and impermanence. Stoics remind us that change is inevitable. Embrace impermanence and accept that everything is subject to change. By accepting this, you can adapt more gracefully to life's fluctuations. Live with intention. Be deliberate in your actions and choices. By living intentionally, you can lead a more purposeful and fulfilling life.